Welcome back to the Lemon Factor. I'm Chad, and today I'm here with one of our two project cars, the 2019 Mazda MX-5 Miata RF. And I recently installed front and rear sway bars. And in this video, I'm going to give you my feedback. We're going to talk about the length of time it took to install the sway bars. I'm going to talk about my impressions, having driven the car now for a little bit with the sway bars installed. And remember, I do have coilovers on this car too. And I'll give you my impressions of how the sway bars add to the cornering performance. And I will say off the bat that it really transformed the car. So I have a lot of positive feedback. However, it's not all positive. And while it's not horrible, I do believe it's something that some of you may be interested in hearing what I think might be a negative aspect of installing upgraded sway bars on your ND Mazda Miata. Before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications to make sure you're informed of future videos. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I purchased the Progress sway bar, both the front and the rear. And if you're wondering why I chose the Progress sway bar, go take a look at the video, in which I'll leave a link in the description below. It's also on the Mazda Miata playlist. I put together a video that identifies a large majority of these sway bars that are available for the ND Mazda Miata. If you're considering installing the sway bars yourself, you should be aware that the front sway bar can definitely be a beast. Now, this is not a how-to video. There's plenty of them out there. I don't think it's complicated, but it's not easy. It will take some time. The rear sway bar is very accessible, so shouldn't take you more than an hour to do. With that said, and knowing that the front would potentially give some problems, I didn't install it myself. Full disclosure, I contemplated it. Most of the time, I install everything myself. I enjoy learning how to do it myself. I think it's beneficial for you to do it yourself. Whether you do it right or wrong, either way, you know exactly what happened during the install. However, I do have a Mazda Miata specialist shop somewhat close to me, and they have installed plenty of front sway bars. So I felt comfortable having them install it for me. If you're considering having someone install the sway bars, make sure that they've done it before on the ND Mazda Miata. The install hours, the labor hours, ran a total of 4 hours. Actually, I believe it was about 3.5 hours. The front bar took about probably good majority, almost 3 hours. And again, that's from a shop who's done it before. And then the rear sway bar was probably about 45 minutes. So hopefully that helps you. If you don't install the bar yourself and you get quotes, then at least you'll have some guidelines as far as how many labor hours is included in installing the bar. So what are my thoughts with installing the Progress front and rear sway bar? First of all, I have to say that I am very impressed. I did not expect to feel as much of a difference as I did. And what I mean by that is I installed the Meister R Zeta CRD coilovers, and that dropped the car probably about an inch. The coilovers probably eliminated about 70% of the body roll, which you think, okay, there's 30% left. How much more really can the sway bars add to the improvement in the cornering? And it added considerably. I would say it eliminated nearly all of that 30%. I do not feel as though there's any sway anymore, which is great. But in addition to just eliminating the sway, which everybody expects, what it also did was really it made the steering much more responsive. And also I feel as though the structural rigidity, the cowl shake, the stiffness of the frame of the body was indirectly impacted in that things are tighter. So I have some roads that I routinely drive on that are pretty beat up, and I would get, especially in the trunk, a lot of creaking and echoing and cowl shake from the car, and I don't have that anymore. The front bars are three-way adjustable. I put them on the center hole. On the rear, I did put it on the end hole. It's two-way adjustable. Another benefit in installing the front and rear sway bars is I can make my coilovers less firm. So I did have the firmness on the front and the rear of the coilovers set both for ride comfort, but also for the body lean. And I have found now that I have the sway bars installed, I have been able to go back and soften up the coilovers, which has resulted in a little bit better ride. So just absorbing the bumps a little bit better with no degradation in impacting the cornering. I have a better riding car as a result of the sway bars, even though the sway bars do not directly impact the ride quality. I really liked this car when I test drove it. Yes, I noticed the body lean, but with the body lean, I really noticed how well this car communicates with the driver. So sure, you'd go around the corner, you can take it faster and faster, and you knew where the limits were. You knew when the tires were going to break loose. It was fun to go around certain corners and I could slide out the back end, right? With the installation of the rear sway bars, it has eliminated the body roll and increased the level of handling performance to such a degree. And again, for me, I also have the coilovers on the car that I don't know where that limit is. I have only driven on public roads lately. I haven't taken it to the track, nor the autocross, but I've increased that limit so much that I've taken away a little bit of that fun factor by changing how the car handles. And for some of you, that absolutely might be a big deal. You may find that you are enjoying your car less so because it's not as playful, because it has such high limits that it can get you in trouble. It could be a little dangerous because if you're trying to find those limits, it may be so high that when you do break loose the rear tires, it may get you into a situation. So this may not be a big deal for everybody, but I want you to be aware of that. I gotta say, I am pleasantly surprised that it added such a noticeable positive impact even after the install of the coilovers. And if you're simply looking to eliminate body roll, definitely go for the sway bars. If you're also looking to lower your car, or you'd like some adjustability in the damping or rebound, then you'll have to install coilovers as well. But if you're looking to do just one, I will say that yes, the coilovers did eliminate a lot, most of, but not all of that body roll. So if you're trying to get the best bang for the buck and figure out which one is right for you, take that into consideration. but I am going to go enjoy the new handling ND Mazda Miata. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. But thank you for joining, and until next time.